the Michael Jackson fan tag, and there's a total of 16 questions. So this video might be kind of long, but yeah, I don't think anybody likes short videos. So let's get right into this. The first question is, when did you become a fan? I became a fan in, I want to say 2007, like the end of 2007, close to 2008. It was so random too. It was like my grandma I think she had either bought or she rented Michael Jackson Dangerous to Alive in Bucharest. And when I tell you I literally became a fan within the first few minutes, that's the truth. Like, we were sitting there watching, and it was like, okay, the first couple of songs, I was like, okay, this is nice, this is cool, like, he can dance. Then when he got to Human Nature, I literally got chills so bad to the point where I was, like, shaking. Like, I've never seen an entertainer do that. Like, I was always into music and stuff, but me being so young, I was only used to, like, Disney entertainers and stuff like that, because my mom was really particular about the type of music she let me and my brother listen to. So when I heard his voice and when his vocals really started to show with Human Nature, I was taken aback so much, because I had never heard a voice that perfect. Like, oh my gosh, like, anybody who knows Human Nature, his vocals are everything in that song. But yeah, that's when I became a fan. I wish I had become a fan earlier, because, by the time I had discovered him, it was like, little did I know, it's becoming the last few years of his life. So, that's unfortunate, but that's when I became a fan, and I'm happy about that. I mean, I had always known who Michael Jackson was, but I was never really like, it never came to my mind to, like, get to know his music. All I knew was the typical songs like Thriller. I knew stuff from Invincible because my mom was a Michael Jackson fan, but I never really paid attention to him that much until, I got a little older and I had a chance to venture out and, for myself, music-wise. So yeah, that's how I became a fan. Second question is, why do you love MJ as much as you do? It's not that I don't know, but it's hard to put into words. I think I love him a lot because of his humanitarian work, how he is. Like, how he was like very different from many entertainers, like, around his time. Like, yeah, they would give to charities and stuff, like, and I feel like most of the time, honestly, it was for publicity and the fact that they care, but mostly for publicity, as a good deed. But he would genuinely, like, take time, like, randomly to go sit at hospitals for hours at a time with kids and, get to know the struggle of different cultures, different people. Like, he genuinely cared. He gave so much. Like, he didn't even want recognition for it, but of course he's going to get it because he was the, biggest superstar in the world. So, yeah, that's why I love him. And his personality, he was just, like, so sweet. And unfortunately, people use that against him, but that was, like, his best quality. Honestly, I would say he was too good for this world. Like, there will never be another human on this earth like that, ever. Like, he was just, like, nobody's perfect, but he was as close to perfect as it gets. Like, I always say that. Like, it's the truth. Next question is, share a fun experience regarding MJ. Honestly, I can't think of a fun experience. I think the closest one I would have is, just the funny moments my brother and I had when we became fans. We were, like, so heavily obsessed with him to the point where I think it got on people's nerves. And, like, we would, like, moonwalk around the kitchen and, we just fall and, like, slide across the floors because we had really slippery floors at the time. And, we would just be moonwalking and all of a sudden one of us would slip, and then we'll grab into the other one. Then it's like the domino effect and we both fall. Like, I don't really have any funny experiences regarding Michael Jackson, unfortunately, but no. The funniest experience I've actually had was I think it was sixth grade, our Michael Jackson tribute, because I think that was like some months after he died. I don't think it was a full year yet, but yeah. But anyways, I'm not gonna lie, it was so tragic. Like I don't like my class, a lot of people weren't into Michael Jackson, like, and unfortunately in like 2009, 2010, it was kind of like it was sad he, passed away thing, but like who really listened to him? Like that's how a lot of people were. Not me, but a lot of people were like that. So people didn't know his dance moves, people barely knew the lyrics, they were off beat. I have the DVD, like, every time I watch that, it's like I cringe, but I laugh because of how terrible it was. And it's like if I wasn't so shy at the time, I probably would have took Lee and like snapped everybody in the shape. Like, look, this is what you do. These are the steps, because I studied Thriller. That was the song we did. We did Thriller, and there were solos. People doing different songs, and the solos actually went quite well. But when we got to Thriller, when we all had to follow the same routine and couldn't freestyle, it was horrible. Like, oh my gosh. Like, the parents, of course, they cheered because it was their kids, and they were like, oh, that's so cute. But now looking at it as an adult, it's like, what the heck? Like, why did we think that was okay? But I will say, our outfits were nice. We were the zombies, and the makeup was on point. Like, I will say that. But the rest was like so tragic. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I hate to relive that because I'm cringing so much right now. But yeah, that's the only funny MJ experience that I actually have. But yeah. So what are your favorite physical... Oh, okay. So one thing about Michael Jackson that I really love is his smile. Like, his smile is so contagious. Like, I could be in the worst mood ever, but if I go to a video of Michael Jackson and he smiles, it's like I have to smile with him. Like, I could be going through the most tragic thing ever, but if I see his smile, I will literally smile too. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just a reflex. Like, you kind of have to smile when you see him smile, because his smile is so beautiful. Like, I mean, that's my favorite, physical feature of him. Name your top 5 favorite Michael Jackson songs, or the first one that come to mind. Definitely the top of my list is Heaven Can Wait, Lady in My Life. What else do I have? Blue Gangsta. I really love that song. Like, I remember hearing that song in 7th grade, and I tried to tell people that's Michael Jackson. Nobody believed me. Few years later, it's released on his Escape album, and I'm like, I told y'all that was him. I know that voice anywhere. It leaked in like 2010 or 2009, and nobody believed it was him. I tried to tell people I know his voice anywhere. But yeah, so Heaven Can Wait, Lady in My Life, Blue Gangsta, Liberian Girl, and this is so hard, honestly. Well, Break of Dawn. Definitely Break of Dawn on that list. I think that's just because those are the first 5. Like, 3 out of those 5, I think, are definitely favorites. But the other ones, I think, were just, like, fillers. I don't know. But they were in my mind. They said, or the first ones that come to mind. So, there you go. Favorite short film. My favorite short film, honestly, would have to be Ghost. Like, a lot of people would say, oh, Thriller, this and that, and, the typical ones. But honestly, everything about Ghost was perfect. The production was perfect. The songs were perfect. The visuals were perfect. Like, Ghost was so extremely underrated as a short film. Like, it was amazing. Like, in my opinion, I know a lot of people are going to disagree, but it was way better than Thriller. Like, I love Thriller, don't get me wrong. I will watch that video 1,000 times, but I will watch Ghost a million times. Like, I love that video and everything about it. So yeah. Favorite MJ video on YouTube. Um, I just like his home videos. Like, I don't watch a lot of Michael Jackson videos on YouTube anymore, but definitely it definitely will have to be what did I just say? His home videos. Yeah, I just love watching those, seeing him in his home element, so cute. And then the I love the tour line, like, gets me every time. Classic. He was so sarcastic. First MJ collectible. Um, I don't know. I don't know actually. I think it might have been my Thriller jacket, but it's not actually from like a collection of his, if that's what they meant. But if they just mean in general Michael Jackson related, it would definitely be my Thriller jacket. And or it might have been the glitter like socks thingies, but I'm pretty sure it was the jacket, the Thriller jacket, which I've worn several times for Halloween. But yeah, if you could take MJ anywhere for a day, where would it be? Definitely Epcot, because I think Epcot is a part of um Disney World and Florida. I don't know. But definitely Epcot, so we could ride the Captain EO ride together. I love that ride so much. But unfortunately, the last time I had got on it, it kind of like annoyed me because my dumb self decided to wear shorts and really short socks, and I did not like that. Was my I only rode it once, and it was the best thing ever. But when I had got on there, I didn't realize that they had air that like simulated, like, that felt like whips to go along with the movie. So the whole time, like, for like not the whole time, but for like a good 10-15 minutes, I was getting whipped in my leg randomly, and it did not feel too great. Like, there were no bruises, but it did not feel great being whipped with air. Like, it literally felt like whips. But I would definitely take him on there, just, to see his reaction of it. I don't know if there was a time when it first came out, if he got on there. I'm not sure. I never looked that up. But I would definitely take him there. And or just Disney World in general, because who doesn't love Disney World? Like, Disneyland, I feel like it's nice. I've never been there, but I assume it's probably not as fun as Disney World, but I could be wrong. So yeah. If you had a chance to meet MJ, what will most likely be your reaction? Uh, honestly, if I don't faint, I probably would just, the thing with me is, like, I haven't been around a lot of celebrities, but like a couple, like at parades and stuff, and I would meet them, like, when they come off the, like, floats or whatever. And with me, it's like, I have this vision in my head where I would become so starstruck and just sit there and stare. But that's not the case. I get a certain, type of courage where I just go up to them and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm such a huge fan. Or I'll just shake their hand, give them a hug, and like ask for a picture. So I imagine the same thing with Michael Jackson. Like, I might be shaking a little bit more, and I might be a little more, it might be a little bit more hard for me to speak. But I don't think I would fangirl as much as I think I would. But, you never know. But I think I'll be very chill about it. If you could tell MJ anything, what would you say? Well, from what I read in the past, few years about him, he wasn't a fan of how he looked at all. Like, before, the vitiligo and after. And, I heard that in later years he didn't like his face. And I would tell him how beautiful he is, like, inside and out. Like, I would try to boost his confidence, because I don't know why he was so, like, ashamed of himself. He was amazing. Like, it always, like, makes me feel weird when I read stuff and he's, like, had low self-esteem. Like, how could someone like him have low self-esteem? Like, he was literally beautiful inside and out. So, I would just tell him, you should love who you are. You're an amazing person. There should be more people in this world who are like you. We need more views. This world would probably be 1,000 times better, you know? So yeah, that's what I would tell him. Do you have a favorite MJ era? Um, yes, actually, my camera decided to shut off mid sentence, but as I was saying, my favorite MJ era would definitely have to be the History or Invincible era. I love those eras so much because he just looked so good. I don't know what it was, but he looked really good. And it's probably the fact that he picked up some extra weight. Like, he was fine before when he was like skinny, but like when he picked up that extra weight, it just, I don't know, it just made him look so good. Like, and he looked healthy. Like, I don't know, but yeah, that's my favorite two eras. I couldn't just choose one because impossible. First MJ album ever purchased. The first MJ album I ever purchased was Invincible because that was my second favorite next to Thriller, and my mom already had the Thriller album, so we just shared that album after a while. And yeah, least favorite album. My least favorite album will have to be, I think it was History in the Mix, I'm pretty sure, or History Past, Present, Future, and or yeah, I think that was it. It was the whatever album it was that had like his hit songs on it with a couple of new songs and remixes. Like, that was nice, but I wouldn't really consider that an album just because it was already songs that were released previously on other albums, and there was only a few new songs. So yeah, so that would just definitely have to be my least favorites, but surprisingly some of my favorite songs came from that album. But yeah. um Ever been to a concert of his? Obviously not, because of the timing of when I became a fan was 2 years prior to his death, and he was not touring at the time, and when he was going to tour, it was going to be in London, and there was no way I was ever going to make it to London anyway. So no, never been to a concert of his, probably never would have been, whether he was alive or not. And yeah, unfortunately, it makes me sad thinking about it, but it's all good. Maybe one day I'll go to a tribute concert, which is good enough. Because, I've had like opportunities where I could have gone to a tribute concert, but it was always the timing was off and the money. Like, and if I'm going to go to a tribute concert, I want the best of the best seats. I don't want to settle for okay seats. I want to get the full experience, especially if it's a really good show. I want to be able to experience it like in its entire creative form. And, I don't know if there's ever going to be any more in my area, because my area is like one of those places where people barely come to do stuff. But, someday maybe. That'll be the closest I ever get to a concert of his, unfortunately. But, that's life, stuff like that happens, Fortunately enough, I've been able to go to his sister's concert, Janet's. I'm going to her upcoming one, so, and she's really good. Like, she reminds me of definitely him. Like, it's crazy how much, like, her first concert, the Up Close and Personal tour, she did so much dealing with Michael around that time, and it was just crazy. Like, it's almost like you could feel his spirit in there with her. Like, it was that serious. And, I feel like this next tour, her continuation, will probably be just as good. We'll see. I'll probably have footage or whatever to post on here. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, that was the end of this fan tag. And hopefully I could do more videos like this, like answering questions from people, or just, finding questions on the internet to I don't know. But yeah, that was the end of this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you don't like a lot of moving around, I'm sorry. I am a very fidgety type person, which is of course why I had to buy one of these. I have fidgeting problems and I move around a lot. No, I don't have ADHD. I don't want to self-diagnose because that's a serious thing, and I'm almost positive I don't have that. I'm just a fidgeter. So yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys in the next one.